Buckle my shoe. 1, 2. Got me? Okay. And good afternoon, and welcome to Zaleski Sports. And yes, folks, it's another season of baseball. A little chilly today. It's around 50 degrees, but we've got a northwest wind, which is coming right out of center field here. And it'll be very, very hard, especially on this ballpark, to hit one out of here today, as we do not really have the dimensions, I don't think, on the field here. I don't see them. But it's an excellent ballpark. I got to do my first ball games last season on these fields. We're at the Quadruplex here in Wisconsin Rapids, located on the campus of Wisconsin Rapids High School. And I'll tell you, the $6.8 million they built it, then they built it right. I mean, all four diamonds, 2 baseball, 2 softball, and it's just an outstanding complex here. And you would never guess, 2 weeks ago we had 26 inches of snow on the ground, and we're playing ball today. And we've had some nice weather here in Wisconsin, and ball players getting on the field. I know I was down in the Madison area this last weekend, and it was they were playing over in the forest area where that complex is that Quick Trip helped put in just before Madison. And so it's a great complex. So the Tigers are out here warming up right now, and we'll be coming back after a few messages here from our great sponsors. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Take your valuable possessions from outdoors to indoors with help from ShedsDelivered.com. It's your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. Headquartered in Loyal, Rod and April make it easy. Just visit ShedsDelivered.com to design your perfect structure. With short lead times and free delivery and installation, Sheds Delivered is the smart choice for outdoor storage. That's ShedsDelivered.com. Go today.
At Rice's More Than Floors, you'll find quality window treatments, paint, tile, remnants, and of course, quality flooring. So you have 3 options. Come visit us here in Marshfield. We're near Fleet Farm. 2, check out our website, ricesmorethanfloors.com. Or 3, give us a call or text at 715-384-4554. And yes, pets are allowed in Rice's when accompanied by a well-behaved human.
Welcome to Taqueria Monarca at the Marshfield Mall. Experience the bold and fresh flavors of Mexico in Marshfield at Taqueria Monarca. Try the delicious tacos, burritos, quesadillas, bowls, and drinks. And kick things up a notch with their fresh salsa bar. Taqueria Monarca is fast, casual, and delicious.
We are ready to serve you the bold, fresh flavors from Mexico. Welcome to Taqueria Monarca.
And we are back here at the Quadruplex here in Wisconsin Rapids, and we've got the Stratford Tigers coming off a 15-5 season last year, taking on the Regis Ramblers, who were 10-13 last year, as they lost their last 6 ball games of the season last year. And they have a very, very young ball club. They only have 1 senior on this Eau Claire Regis Ramblers team, while the Stratford Tigers have 6 seniors. Stratford going to be very tough this year. I would have to pick them and Marathon and Edgar, who was a conference champion last year in the Marywood South, of battling for that conference championship. The conference is down to 5 teams in the Marywood South this year, as Wausau Newman has decided not to field a team this year. So we will only have 8 conference games this year instead of 10. And it should be a very, very good, wild, and crazy conference season in just a short period of time of, we only have maybe, 7-8 weeks of baseball, and it's going to be a great one. And Stratford's going to have to get about 24 games that they're scheduled for into their schedule here this season. Leading off for the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers is the center fielder, number 1, Brody Tarbucks, and batting second is Chase Brogelman, the pitcher, and batting third will be Matt Polachek, the catcher. And our umpires for today is Rocky Bolden and also Ed Verwink. So first pitch here by Drew Gage, coming in and fouled off down the left field side for strike one. Batting in that fourth spot for the Regis Ramblers will be first baseman Brad Vesperman. And then in the five spot is the shortstop Braxton Tarbox. As Gage working out of the stretch and pitch, swing and a miss, strike two. This starting, or actually the pitching staff for Stratford, all three quality pitchers from last year, Drew Gage, Christian Ream, and Brady Berg, all went 5-1 last year and looked very, very good on the that Stratford pitching staff, and that's why I feel Stratford will be right up in there, as they have quite a few players who received first, second, and honorable mention. I know Matthew Shanefoos, who's out in center field, was an honorable mention pick for the Tigers last year. And Riley Spindler was a first-teamer, and Brady Berg was a first-teamer last year, along with Jack Tubbs last year, as Jack is now playing ball over in Minnesota for St. Mary's over there. And Colton Hope is at the second base spot. So a lot of returning ball players. Jagger Orman, another good ball player who was second team, and swing and a miss, and that is a Surf Pro strikeout. Call Surf Pro for the number one choice in cleanup and restoration. Surf Pro like it never happened. So Tarbucks goes down swinging for out number one here, just starting here. And the game time temperature, 52 degrees. The winds are out of that northwest at about 13 miles per hour, so it cools it down into the 40s here. But we've got the glass down a little bit. I know over on the other diamond there's 4 games going on today, 2 softball, 2 baseball here at the complex. 1-0 count now and a swing and a miss to Chase Brogelman, who is the starting pitcher for the Regis Ramblers today. 1-1 count. Matt Polachek in the on-deck circle for the Regis Ramblers. Next pitch, down low for ball 2. And Christian Ream was down in Milwaukee as actually they grade these underclassmen in that, and he's considered one of the top underclassmen in the state of Wisconsin. He's only a sophomore. He was 5-1 last year. And his fastball, his high fastball down at that camp was 88 miles per hour. So very good control by him. Catching the outside corner, letter high and we've got a full count now on Chase Brogelman, the starting pitcher for the Ramblers. Gage working out of the stretch. And down in the dirt for ball as Brogelman gets on with a walk, bringing up the catcher, Matt Polachek, in the number 3 spot. Last year, these two teams met up at Stratford, and in that contest, Stratford won that 12-2 in 6 innings as Christian Ream pitched an outstanding ball game in that, as he went 4 innings, 5 1/3 innings, and gave up 4 hits and 2 runs, walked 3 and struck out 9. So another year of experience to that young freshman last year. So it'll be a great year for the Stratford Tigers here, I think, as they are ranked. I'll be going through later on. The preseason polls have come out, and Stratford is actually ranked number 2 in the state of Wisconsin in Division III. So in Marathon, if I'm not mistaken, is ranked 5, and Edgar is ranked in that Division IV. So high strike call to Matt Polachek as Drew Gage takes a look over at first. About a 4-step lead by Brogelman. Pitch just missing that outside corner. Count now 3-1 to Polachek. We're here in the top of the first inning from Wisconsin Rapids at the Quadruplex here in Wisconsin Rapids. And catching the outside corner. And full count on Polachek. Short lead over at first there is Brogelman. And coming in, ground ball through the hole out to left field as Remus picks that one up. Advancing to second is Brogelman. And the first hit of the season here for the Regis Ramblers. As Polachek can say he's batting 1,000. So we're going 1 for 1 so far. And coming up is now the cleanup hitter, first baseman, Brad Vesperman. As I mentioned, this Eau Claire Ball Club has only one senior on the roster this year. And ground ball down to first. Ream picks it up, steps on the bag, and runners advance to Brogelman goes to third, and Polachek down to second. So 3 out assisted by Vesperman. And bringing up the shortstop, Braxton Tarbox. Runners at second and third here as Regis threatening here in the top of the first inning with 2 down. Pitch upstairs, ball 1. Papers flying around here. That's just breezy enough that it's coming in. I've only got maybe about a 6-inch hole here with the window open, but it's just enough breeze to blow my papers around here. So Gage from the stretch looks at second. And a high swing and a miss by Tarbox. As Regis threatening here. Runners at second and third with 2 down in the top of the first inning. And as Tarbox calls time, takes a look down at third base coach. I would just say go ahead and swing away. You got runners in scoring position here. And he fouls it back. And that will make the count. We'll see if we can get that from Rocky down there. Rocky Boulder, our home plate umpire tonight. We do not have an operator on the scoreboard here, so I talked to Rocky before the ball game if we could get a count more often than normal. And he said, well, we'll try to see what we can do. But and the pitch by Gage. Upstairs, right at the letters for a call, strike 3, and that is a Serve Pro strikeout. Call Serve Pro for the number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never happened as the Regis Ramblers leave 2 stranded, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. And after a half inning of play, it's the Regis Ramblers, nothing. And the Stratford Tigers coming to bat. You're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Nuts Deep 2, a Marshfield favorite for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Soup, salad, pizza, omelets, sandwiches, wraps, and burgers. How about appetizers like loaded tots and super nuts nachos? 14 large TVs to watch all your favorite games. Plus, entertainment and event space for groups large and small for your upcoming parties. Nuts Deep 2 again, awarded Best Burgers and Fish Fry in Marshfield. Nuts Deep 2 on South Central Avenue in Marshfield and Nuts Deep 2 North in Spencer.
Take your education out of the classroom and give new spaces a spin. Wherever you are, North Central Technical College is there with flexible learning options, including rolling start dates and 100% online classes. Earn your degree around your life.
And we are back here at the Quadruplex and just checking a few scores here. The softball game over is in the 4th inning on the back side of here as Wittenberg is taking on the Stratford Tigers and got a good one over there as Chris Conley making the call over on that one on Zaleski Sports, with Wittenberg leading 2-1. And it looks like Steve Mays might get done a little early over on the baseball diamond, as that score is Assumption leading Thorpe Owen Withy, the co-op team, and that's an 11-1 score. And then we have, we've got Columbus taking on Rib Lake, and we'll catch that one, see what the score on that one is also. As out on the mound is Chase Brogelman for Regis. And first pitch to Riley Spindler, the all-conference shortstop for last year in the Merriwood Conference, right down Main Street for a call, strike one. And we'll take a quick look here to see on the Rib Lake game here. And Spindler follows one down the left field line and out of play. And over on the other side, Columbus leading Rib Lake 5-1 in the bottom of the second inning in softball action. Columbus is ranked in the top, I want to say 5 or 6 in Division 5 this year in softball. So we'll go over those a little later in the ball game here of the rankings in Central Wisconsin. Pitch to Spindler is up high for a ball. 1-2 on Riley Spindler, Stratford's all-conference shortstop from last year, as Brogelman gets a sign from his catcher Polachek, and just inside for ball 2. 2-2 count. Actually, with the sun out, Chris has that game over there with the sun shining right into the press box there, so he can stay nice and warm over there. And a breaking ball just up and just missing. Full count to Spindler. As I mentioned, Stratford beat Regis 12-2 last year back in, that was what, May, I want to say about May 18th or 19th, as Spindler works that ball forward and takes a trip down to first base. And that'll help his on-base percentage. And coming up now is the left fielder, Jack Remus. And Jack last year, I'll tell you, Riley last year was actually the second top hitter on that Stratford team, hitting .456 behind Jack Tubbs last year. Jack Remus last year hitting .250 and shot up the middle of the short. Flips to second for one. Over to first, not in time, as base umpire Ed Verwink makes that call. So Jack runs it out for a fielder's choice. I think they would have had him if the shortstop he actually flipped that when he was only 2 steps away from the bag. If he steps on the bag and has that continuation to throw, I think they would have had Remus at first. But Stratford gets away with one there and has a runner at first with Jack Remus, bringing up Brady Berg, as Brady going to UW Stevens Point next year to play for the Pointers. He's actually had a look from Winona State last year also, and but he's decided to stay closer to home so mom and dad can watch him play, and grandma and grandpa also. And so he's going to go to the Pointers next year. Pitch inside, beautiful stop there by Polachek. Down low for ball 1. As Brady last year led the Stratford Tigers in home runs, as he had 3 last year. Brady hit at .296 last year with an on-base percentage of .443 for the Stratford Tigers. A breaking ball is going to fall down in a beautiful catch out in left field. I thought that was going to fall in there, but a great, great diving catch out there by Grant Rockhow, as I thought it was going to fall in from the angle I had, but a diving catch by Grant out there for out number 2. So Brady gets robbed of a base hit, but a great defensive play by Grant Rockhow. And that brings up the cleanup hitter, Jagger Orman. Jagger last year was the 4th top hitter, 5th top hitter on the team at .281. They had him listed here 3rd, but he was actually in that 5 spot, and had a great season for the Stratford Tigers last year. And Stratford last year not afraid to steal, as Jack Tubbs was a big factor in that last year, as Jack had 27 stolen bases and picked off a first. Is Jack Remus for out number 3, as beautiful move by Brogelman for out number 3. So the Tigers get no runs on no hits, no errors, and no one left after one complete inning of play. It's the Stratford Tigers nothing and the Regis Ramblers nothing, and you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Hunting season is here, and BBD has the supplies you need. Check out their large selection of crossbows, including 10-point and Wicked Ridge. BBD has added more hunting gear, deer attractant, mineral, and accessories for a successful hunt. See their in-stock selection of hunting blinds, stands, in-trail cameras, and more. BBD has the name brand gear you can depend on again and again. Big Bear Down. We're always in season. Located on Highway 13 in Abbotsford.
Here at Wisconsin Rapids, whether you're buying or selling, you can trust Next Home Hub City Realtor Kurt Spaeth. Kurt is your Stratford hometown realtor and wants to help you buy or sell your next home, commercial or residential. Kurt has the expertise you need. Call Next Home Professional Realtor Kurt Spaeth today. And coming up for the Regis Ramblers, here in the top of the second inning is the right fielder, Mason McCoy. Last year, Regis finished, finished fourth in the conference with a 5-5 record, 10-13 overall, as Bloomer and Fall Creek tied for the conference championship last year. And the Stratford Tigers, that conference went right down to the wire last year, as the Edgar Wildcats squeaked that one out. They finished conference season 8-2 with the Stratford Tigers and Marathon tying at 7-3. So if Edgar would have lost that last ball game to Auburndale, it could have landed up in a 3-way tie in the conference. Actually, a 4-way tie it would have finished up. Edgar, Stratford, Marathon, and Auburndale would have tied for the conference title last year, as Edgar, like mentioned, went 8-2, Stratford, Marathon 7-3, Auburndale 6-4. And I think it's going to be those four that are going to battle it out this year. Jay Anderson over there at Auburndale will have his ball club ready over there also. He lost quite a bit, but he'll have him ready for this season also. So we've got a 2-2 count here on Mason McCoy here in the top of the second inning, and we have no score. Gage on the mound with a breaking ball up high for ball 3. 3-2 count to the right fielder, Mason McCoy. As McCoy gets back into the left-handed batter's box here. And a pop-up as Berg makes a chase and just out of the reach of Brady Berg. Rice is More Than Floors of Marshfield, stopping today for quality window treatments, paint, tile, remnants, and quality flooring. Visit their showroom, visit their website, or give them a call today. That's Rice's More Than Floors of Marshfield. Gage working from the stretch, 3-2 count, nobody down, and the pitch just outside for ball 4. That is the second walk now for Drew Gage, as he's walked a pair and struck out a pair. Bringing up the third baseman, Vaughn Brogelman, the third baseman, right-handed hitter. McCoy over on first with about a 4-step lead as Berg throws down, and Brogelman slides to the outside of the bag and just gets in there. Great snap throw down to first by Brady Berg. Pitch was called a ball. Squaring around and fouling it off is Brogelman. as we have two Brogelmans, Chase Brogelman, who's the starting pitcher in today's ball game, and Vaughn plays third base for the Ramblers. So 1-1 count with nobody down and a runner at first. Drew steps to the rubber, gets the sign from Brady, goes from the stretch, and the pitch in the square around, and Brogelman gets around the tag by Haupt. And McCoy will have a stolen base there as Riley Spindler kind of questioned the call out there and got the advice from Ed Verwink on how the runner got back in there safely. And a pitch down low. And the count now 2-2. With nobody down and a runner at second. As I said, the wind is a little breezy here today. We've got, they were talking even gusts of about 20 miles an hour and fouling it off. And staying alive is Vaughn Brogelman. In fact, they're talking the weather for Thursday. You might as well bring your ice skates out because they're talking almost a quarter inch of ice we could have on the roads. They're saying don't travel if you don't have to, as you have yesterday where you had a beautiful spring day of, I know in Wisconsin Rapids here it was 75 degrees. We had in Marshfield, we had 72, 73. So, I mean, and all of a sudden now it's going to turn around and we're going to have sleet and snow and everything else on Thursday. So, and the next pitch by Gage is inside, and Brogelman works a walk. So back-to-back walks by Drew Gage. So runners at first and second with nobody out. And as Drew Spaeth goes out, calls time and wants to talk to his pitcher, discover Marshfield's wellness destination, Be Well Studio. Experience cutting-edge recovery tools like hydro massage, infrared sauna, red light therapy, PEMF, and more, all designed to help your body and mind feel their best. Each 15 to 30-minute session is just $29 with memberships and packages available. Book your wellness session today at BeWellStudio.com as the conference is over with out there. And Coach Spaeth heading back to the dugout here, and everybody back to their positions. And coming to the plate is the number 9 hitter, the second baseman, Jack Harris. With runners at first and second on back-to-back walks by Drew Gage. He's got 3 walks so far in this ball game, and fakes the throw to second base as Riley Spindler goes over to cover that. And we'll take a look here. We've got a great contest over on the right-hand side that Joe Anderson's calling tonight. And foul ball down the right field line. They're in the bottom of the third inning, and Rib Lake has tied that Columbus game up at 5-5 now in the bottom of the third inning. And we'll take a look, see what's going on over on the other baseball diamond here. Is Owen Withy and Assumption, and I'm thinking they may be done. Yes, they are. They're done already. So Steve Maves gets an easy night tonight as he gets, last we checked, it was an 11-1 lead by the Assumption Royals against the Thorpe Owen Withy co-op team. And so we'll take a look also at we'll look at the Stratford Wittenberg Burningwood. That was a 2-1 ball game before, and it's still 2-1 now in the top of the 6th inning. Great ball game over at Stratford, as Stratford with some great quality players back, and throw over to third, not in time, and throw it away, and goes to the fence and through the fence, and that will be a throwing error on Gage. So actually that will be ruled a sacrifice, a fielder's choice, and it's also considered a sacrifice and a throwing error on the pitcher. And so Regis gets on the board first here. So runners at second and third now And one gets away from Brady Berg on a wild pitch. Berg hustles back to get that, and no advancement on that. So the first run that Eau Claire gets this season is on a throwing error by Drew Gage. And a high swing and a miss by the number 9 hitter, the designated hitter, Xavier Sias. And he is DHing for the left fielder, Grant Rockow, who had that great catch of Brady Berg's shot out in left field in that first inning. I thought that shot was going to fall in for a base hit and possibly score Spindler. But it was a great catch out there. Number 9 hitter here, Xavier Sias, with a 1-1 count and nobody down here in the top of the second inning. And as Xavier squared around to bunt and pitch right catches the inside corner for a call strike. 1-2 count now. Most likely will be swinging away here. Gage from the stretch and squares around, and he offered, and that is a strikeout for Gage, and that is the Serve Pro strikeout. Call Serve Pro for the number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never happened. So as Drew Gage picks up his 3rd strikeout of today's contest, and 1 down, and back to the top of the batting order is Brody Tarbucks, the center fielder. He struck out swinging in that first inning. And a fastball by Gage, swing and a miss by Tarbucks. Gage getting the sign from Berg, from the stretch, and the pitch. And fouling it off is Tarbucks. Infinity Exteriors, installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, and windows built to last, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors, and we guarantee quality you can trust. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors helping us to bring you this ball game. Glad we could be in your living room or on your tablet, your computer, wherever you are. Make sure you don't have one in the car and driving at the same time. You might get picked up for that. We do not pay for tickets. Thank you for watching and listening to us here on Zaleski Sports to bring you this great high school ball games all spring long here. And a foul ball as Tarbuck stays alive. 0-2 count now with 1 down. As I mentioned, Stratford's got like a 23-game schedule this season, and so they're going to average pretty much about 2 or 3 ball games per week, and we hope that the weather gets a little bit better. It's just around the corner, here tomorrow, April 1st already. I don't know where the month of March went, but I'll tell you the basketball season went by really fast this year. And it was like next thing you know, they're doing the state tournament, and it was like, wow. And a pitch, and a ground ball to second. And a fielder's choice as I think Halt make the wrong decision. You got to get the out. And that'll be a fielder's choice, but an RBI for Tarbucks, as it would have had to have been a tag play on that. It was not a force out, as we only had runners at second and third. And so now we have runners at the corners at first and third, and 1 down, as Tarbucks will get credit with an RBI on that. And it's 2-0 Regis. And the first pitch comes in, call for a strike, and a tag and a double steal as they get the out at second. as Berg cuts them down 2-4 for the second out, but also getting a steal on that is Harris as he steals home and gives Regis now a 3-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. And a shot up the middle by Brogelman. And Brogelman around first. 3-0 lead as really two bad miscues there. The throwing error by Gage, and then also now the play where they should have gotten the out at second on that ground ball to the second baseman. A line shot out the left field by Polachek. And coming to the plate now is Vesperman. In fact, I think, if I can find my roster here. No, not that one, Braden. The other one. Because I think Polachek's got a different number on also than what Coach had on his lineup here. And we've got a 1-1 count. And let's take a look here. I've got it on my phone here. They had given me a picture here. Let's see. They do have Polachek listed as number 15. So then in the program they must have had it as a 3 originally. But I saw Polachek going down the line and he had that 15. And do we have a check swing? And Rocky Boulder says no, and it's a 2-2 count. As Berg stops that one in the dirt there. We've got runners at first and second. And 2 down. And a pitch and a call, strike 3. And that is a Serve Pro strikeout. Call Serve Pro for the number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never happened. But the Regis Ramblers come up with 3 runs on just 2 hits. 1 error, and left 2 men left on base. And so after 1.5 innings of play, it's the Regis Ramblers 3 and the Stratford Tigers nothing. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
I got referred to the orthodontist, and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here, and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointments, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
And we are back here at Wisconsin Rapids at the Quadruplex. And the Regis Ramblers leading 3-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. And coming to the plate for the Stratford Tigers will be Jagger Orman, as he was the batter actually when Jack Remus got picked off of first base, and the first pitch catches the inside corner right at the letters for a call strike. And Jagger last year, as I mentioned, he had a very good season last year, hitting .281 with a home run and a triple last year and 6 doubles for the Stratford Tigers. As I mentioned, Stratford last year had 96 stolen bases, pitch just missing. Jagger. They, as a team, they hit 298 last year with 8 home runs as a team. They had 33 doubles and 97 stolen bases, and they were caught 5 times stealing. So that pickoff at first would be called as a caught stealing on that pickoff. As Brogelman's next pitch comes in, and we've got a full count at 3-2 to Jagger Orman. Jagger last year had a .382 on base percentage last year. And down in the dirt, nice stop there by Polachek, and Orman starts out the inning with a walk, just like the Tigers did back in the first inning when Spindler started out with a walk. And coming to the plate now is the DH pitcher, Drew Gage. They put him at a DH pitcher, so when they bring a relief pitcher in, he can stay in as the DH. So it's kind of like watching Ohtani from the Angels, same way. They list him when he's pitching for the Angels. They list him as a DH and a pitcher. So when they take him out, he's still eligible to stay in as a designated hitter. And throw over to first, and Orman gets back in time. No balls, 1 strike on the pitcher, Drew Gage. And Drew last year, let's see what Drew did last year. Hit .235 for the Tigers. And he had 12 RBIs for him last year on only 8 hits. So when he does get a hit, he produces very well. And a fly ball down the right field line and out of play. 0-2 count on Drew Gage. We're only in the bottom of the second inning here, and the Regis Ramblers, who came up with 3 here in the top of the second inning, leading. 35 pitches so far for a snap throw. And they would have had Orman, and Orman had a big, big lead down there, but the first baseman, Vesperman, could not handle the throw from Polachek, as I think Polachek wanted to put that tag on before he got the ball, and that ball bounced off his glove. And so Orman was very, very lucky on that one. That would have been 2 pickoffs that the Regis Ramblers would have had in 2 innings here. And a foul ball down the right field line, and chasing it and is McCoy, and just runs out of real estate there. BBD Sports Shop is your one-stop headquarters for everything outdoors. Shop 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations in Cadott and Abbotsford, or online at bigbeardown.com. That's BBD Sports Shop in Cadott and Abbotsford. And a throw over to first again, and Orman comes back head first in there safely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to baseball season here. In fact, I'm going to take a little trip down to Milwaukee in about a week and a half as the Toronto Blue Jays come into Milwaukee and watch Dalton play. And a base hit up the middle for Drew Gage as he starts out his season, as he gets the first base hit for the Stratford Tigers this season, as Stratford now threatening here in the bottom of the second inning with runners at first and second with nobody out. And bringing up the first baseman, Christian Ream. As Christian last year, let's see, he hit 200 last year. He had 11 walks, knows the strike zone very well. He went 10 for 50 last year in the 18 games he played in last year. And the first pitch is called strike to Christian Ream. And the pitch. And a base shot out to left field. And they're going to go station to station here as the throw comes into the shortstop, Braxton Tarbuck. And so they're going station to station here as Christian Ream comes up with a big hit out the left field. And bases loaded with nobody out, and Colton Haupt, now the batter. Right-handed hitter for the Stratford Tigers. And Colton played in 10 ball games last year and played great defense for him. And that's why he's at second base. He pitched a little bit for the Tigers last year also. I know he pitched in that Wausau East game last year, as that one game was played here at Wisconsin Rapids. And pitch out low. So 2-0 count, no place to put him here. A walk right here is as good as a hit, as it'll give you an RBI and a run scored. And the pitch. And a ground ball to the shortstop. And we're going to have to give an error on that, but he'll get an RBI on that, as the shortstop, Tarbucks, bobbled it over there, and Haupt just got down there in time. So an E6 on the shortstop, and bases remain loaded. And the catcher coming back after a little conference out here. And bases remain loaded. It's a 3-1 ball game with nobody out, as Brogleman has thrown 35 pitches so far. There is a 100-pitch rule in high school ball. And pitch just inside to third baseman Drew Bloom. In fact, looking at the roster from last year, Drew was not on the varsity last year, so making his varsity debut here. Be a great time to come up with your first varsity hit, and a call strike right at the letters, catching that inside corner. Matthew Shanefoos, the center fielder. He was an honorable mention all-conference ball player for the Stratford Tigers last year. And next pitch, right on the outside corner. Great breaking ball by Brogleman. 1-2 count with bases loaded. And a ground ball to the first baseman, and he bobbles it. And everybody's safe, as the first baseman back-to-back errors here, as Stratford taking advantage of a little poor fielding. It was an easy ground ball to the first baseman, Vesperman, and he bobbled it, and he was going to throw it home instead of just picking up and going to first, and that gave plenty of time for Bloom to get on first. So a great time for Drew Bloom to make his major league his varsity debut here. As the score now is 3-2. And Stratford can explode. They'll take advantage of the miscues you have. In that game last year, Stratford put up a 7 spot. I think that was in the 5th inning last year against Regis, as Brady Berg hit a grand slam in that ball game. And we're back at the top Matthew Shanefoos, the number 9 hitter at the plate. And a pitch down low and away. And can't say the dirt. You can say the turf. I'm so used to saying dirt, and it's like there's nothing flying up in the air.
Steve gave up. He just calls it dirt.
The dirt, no. And the next pitch catches the outside corner for a call strike. 3-1 count. Big pitch here now to Matthew Shanefoos. This is a hitter's pitch right here. He's got to come right down the main drag with it. And catches high and inside, and ball 4. And an RBI for Shanefoos, and ties this contest up at 3-3. And bases still loaded and nobody out, And we're going to have a timeout here. So we're going to take a little break here, too. And we're going to get a message from one of our sponsors here. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
And we're back here at Wisconsin Rapids as the conference is over with, and everybody heading back to their positions. And Riley Spindler, the batter now. As I mentioned, the wind blowing pretty good from the northwest here, and chances of a grand slam happening here are but slim to none. And the first pitch comes in for a call strike to Riley Spindler. Riley got on with a walk back in the first inning. So both leadoff hitters we've played in the second inning, and they'll have come up 2 times in the ball game, and a long fly ball over the left fielder's head, going all the way to the wall. As Spindler rounds first, goes to second, he's going to head to third for a triple. And a 3-run triple by Riley Spindler brings 3 more across as Hulk, Bloom, and Shane Foos all score and give Stratford a 6-2 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. A shot over the left fielder's Grant Rockow's head all the way to the warning track, and Spindler, with the great speed he has, comes in sliding at third for a 3-run triple to give Stratford a 3-run lead here now. And a pitch to Jack Remus. Jack got on with a fielder's choice. Back on as he grounded to the shortstop, and Spindler got out at second. Next pitch just misses outside. As I'm sitting here filling my little squares in here. As Riley. Ground ball to the shortstop. Riley with great speed. Great pickup. But Riley. Great speed by Jack Remus. Great pickup by first baseman Vesperman, as it was a one-hopper. On this type of field, you can play that really nice and get a nice hop, and you really don't have to move your glove. And but Spindler will score on the play, and it's now 7-3 as they put up a 7 spot. That's the second time they have put up a 7 spot against the Regis Ramblers in the last 2 ball games they've played against each other. As I mentioned back in the it was the 4th or 5th inning, they scored 7 off of Regis in that contest, and it finished up 12-2. And right now it is 7-3. Tigers out in front here. As Remus will get credit with an RBI on that play also. So at the plate now for the Tigers is Brady Berg, the catcher. He flew out to left field on that great catch out there by Grant Rockow back in the first inning. Next pitch catches the inside corner for a call strike. 2-1 count. We have only 1 down as the Tigers send 7 batters up to the plate and have scored all 7. Next pitch to Brady Berg is outside for ball 3. 3-1 count. As Tigers will try to get back on base here, put some more runners out there as Brady fouls one off. When buying or selling, Brock & Decker Real Estate is the team you need by your side. Brock & Decker has all the tools you need to feel confident in selling or buying. Call Sammy or Sue today or visit them on North Central Avenue or at brockanddecker.com and like them on Facebook. As Brogelman gets the sign. Decides, yeah, that's the pitch I want. Wind up and the pitch. And way outside for ball 4 as Brady Berg gets on with a walk. And that will bring up Jagger Orman, who actually walked to start out this inning. And he eventually scored on a ground ball by Colton Haupt, as Haupt hit one to the short, and it was bobbled by the shortstop, Tarbox, as we're going to have a courtesy runner. That is, let's see, I have to go to my phone as I have the reserves that Coach gave me, as Dylan Lorenz is now courtesy running for Brady Berg at first base. Throw over, Lorenz back in plenty of time. Tigers leading 7-3 after being down 3-0 here in the second inning. First pitch up high to Jagger Orman. Yeah, we'll see if I can find my schedule, and we'll go through some scheduling. A ground ball back up the middle and gets through, and that will be a base hit for Jagger Orman. Has a great effort there by the second baseman, Jack Harris, but just under his glove. And going into second is Lorenz, as Orman is credited with a base hit on that play. And bringing up Drew Gage. Drew with a base hit out the center, right up the middle. First time up here in the second inning. And foul ball out on the right field side here. Oh, let's see here. I know I've got the schedules around here someplace. And pitch comes in and down low. Great stop. And we still got pages flying around here. That's all right. We'll get them later. No, I'm just looking for my schedule. But that's okay. And we've got a 2-1 count now. No. You know, I've been known to make out schedules, and all of a sudden, I remember where they are on the counter at home. You know, it wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time. You know, so next pitch comes in. You know, I did the schedules off of last year, but Goldbach is at second. Oh, okay. And a ground ball to third, over to first, and great scoop. Again, a nice bounce off the turf. As runners advance, as Gage gets the job done of advancing the runners. And so, it's actually Goldbach that is at now third base. Yep, Tyler Goldbach. I'm sorry about that. And a call strike to the number 11 hitter, Christian Ream. And this is actually the 12th batter of the inning here for the Stratford Tigers as they lead 7-3 from the stretch. Just outside. 1-1 count on Christian Ream as he had a base hit out the left field. And advanced Gage. As the Tigers have come up with four 4 hits in this contest. And a swing and a miss by Christian Ream. That breaking ball, he got fooled on that one. As Brogleman has walked a total of 4 batters in this contest, 3 in this inning. Next pitch inside for a ball. Full count, 3-2. Runners at second and third, so they will not be going. Bases were loaded. It'll be traveling time for them. With 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Brogleman from the stretch. And the pitch. And a little roller out to the mound. Brogleman picks it up, throws over to Vesperman for out number 3. So the Stratford Tigers come up with 7 runs on 4 hits. There was 2 errors and 2 men left. And so after 2 complete innings of play, it's the Stratford Tigers 7 and the Regis Ramblers 3. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
At House of Heating, making your home comfortable is our biggest priority. That's why we offer dependable HVAC solutions and quality work in central Wisconsin. Our pros are knowledgeable in a wide variety of services so you can feel confident in your results. They'll offer the support you need, whether it's putting in a modern HVAC system or working on and maintaining your current unit. Get in touch with House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or contact houseofheating.com. House of Heating, heating and cooling the air you breathe.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that looked for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. And I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
And we are back here at Wisconsin Rapids. Papers flying all over the place, but we'll get it under control here. Want to mention both of these ball clubs have had state tournament experience. Of course, Stratford winning the state tournament back in 2019 when Marshall Lehman was head coach. Marshall now the head football coach at Stratford High School, who had an outstanding season this year. Drew Gage, inside pitch and hit by a pitch is, let's see who the leadoff hitter is here for Regis. As Tarbox, that's Braxton, gets hit by a pitch to start out the 3rd inning here. And it'll bring up Mason McCoy, who walked and scored back in the 2nd inning. And Aschenbrenner now playing first base. Trigvi Aschenbrenner for the Stratford Tigers. And squaring around to bunt is McCoy, and he fouls that one off. So Trigvi now in to play first base for Christian Ream. And Gage from the stretch steps back off the runner, kind of fakes the throw. And a pitch, and a swing, and a miss. Okay, we'll see. That would be Ream. Yes, Ream is Christian Ream will be. Ream actually pitched against Regis last year, and a breaking ball, and a great breaking ball to steal a base on it also. It was low and away into the dirt, and stealing on that was Tarbox. And the count now is 1-2. And the pitch And a call, strike 3, and that is a Serve Pro strikeout. Serve Pro, call them. They're the number one choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro, like it never happened. And that is strikeout number 5 for Drew Gage. And out number 1 here in the top of the third inning. Pitch down low by Gage. Gage gets the sign from Berg. Takes a look at second. From the stretch and the pitch. And a call, strike right on the outside corner, 1-1. Each year, more than 6,000 high school students get a head start on their college education thanks to a dual credit classes made possible at Fox Valley Technical College. They are college-level classes that high school students take for free, saving on average more than $600 per student. Learn more at fvtc.edu/get technical. That's Fox Valley Technical. And a balk has been called on Drew Gage. And advancing to third now is Tarbucks. And a pop-up back against the screen here. And 1-2 count now. As the Ramblers trying to get this runner in from third to narrow this margin as the Tigers put up a 7 spot in the second inning to take a 7-3 lead. And offering at it for strikeout number 6, that is again a Serve Pro strikeout. Call Serve Pro, the number one choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro, like it never happened. And coming to the plate is the second baseman, Jack Harris. Jack got on with a fielder's choice and advanced 2 runners on that. It was a ground ball to the second there. And the decision was should have went for the out instead of the play at the plate. But so it turns out that it's a 1-1 count with 2 down. And we are in the top of the third inning. Drew Gage. This may be Gage's last inning as Christian Ream is in the bullpen warming up. As I mentioned, Ream did throw against Regis last year. And next pitch up, and a line shot right to Drew Gage as he collects out number 3 and leaves that runner stranded at third base. So for Eau Claire, they come up with no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. And after 2.5 innings of play, it's the Stratford Tigers 7 and the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers 3. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Whether you need deep sleep, beauty sleep, or just need to sleep it off, Mall Furniture has a huge selection of double-sided comfort sleep mattresses. When it's time for a double, it's no trouble. You'll flip over our great prices. There's 2 great sides to this mattress story, and they're made right here in Wisconsin. It's double-sided or nothing.
Get your perfect comfort sleep mattress from Mall Furniture and Mattress, West 9th Street, Marshfield.
See you on the flip side.
Hiller's True Value in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. The tools you trust from the people you can depend on. Shop the store within a store and find what you're looking for.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Now that's what I was looking for.
Looks like you found what you're looking for.
We redesigned our store to offer the biggest selection of Milwaukee tools.
A selection so big you'll need a map to find your way out.
Hiller's True Value in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center.
And we're back here at Wisconsin Rapids, where the Stratford Tigers coming to bat here in the bottom of the third inning, leading 7-3 as they put up a big 7 spot, sent 12 batters to the plate in the second inning. And the first pitch to the leadoff hitter, second baseman Colton Haupt, as Colton got on with an error and eventually scored in that big second inning for the Stratford Tigers. And next pitch right at the letters for a call strike, 1-1 count. As I mentioned before, these two teams have made it to the state tournament. Stratford, as I mentioned, winning it in 2019. Ground ball to second, over to first in time for out number one as Colton Hulp goes down. Bringing up Drew Blum, the third baseman. Drew got on with an error by the first baseman and eventually scored in that second inning also. And for the Regis Ramblers, they were actually Division III champions, and Bloom is a freshman. That's why he was not on the varsity last year. And so very impressive starting as a freshman for the Stratford Tigers. And, I mean, they've had a lot of starters back from last year, and, of course, they had to fill the second base spot as Jack Tubbs landed up graduating, and so they needed someone to get that second base job, and it goes to Drew Blum. So congratulations to him, and the best to him in his high school career here, as he's going to have 3 more years after this. So good left-handed hitter here, makes good contact. And getting back to Eau Claire Regis, they actually, when they were inside pitch to Bloom, when Regis was actually back in WIAA disbanded. They started back in 1952. They disbanded in 2000 because I remember that because I umpired the last state tournament that WIAA had back in 2000. And Eau Claire Regis, actually, when it was the Division II, it was for just a short time. They finished state runner-up in that WIAA. But when they joined the WIAA, they won the state tournament in 2002 under head coach Mark McCorney. And then they won the Division IV state title back in 2022 with head coach Andy Neese, who's the head coach for the Regis Ramblers now. So both teams with state tournament trophies in their showcase, state champions. So great matchup here going on right now, and it's in favor of the Stratford Tigers, as attempting to bunt there was Matthew Shanefoos, who walked and scored back in the second inning as he fouls that first one off, as Bloom got on with a walk. So Bloom been on base both times in his appearance. And a throw over to first, and back in plenty of time is Drew Bloom. As Brogleman looks over to first, squares. Whoa, and another, wow. Bloom was cold turkey down there, but a bad throw by the catcher, and he'll advance on that throwing error, as Bloom had a big lead and actually lost his footing and took a bad hop on the throw down to first and went by the first baseman down the first base line, and Bloom got up and had plenty of time to get to second base. So a runner in scoring position here now for the Stratford Tigers here in the bottom of the third inning. And fouls it off by Matthew Shanefoos. And 1-2 count. You know, maybe I should just close the window. As my papers are being flown around here again. Next inning, we'll give you out the latest polls that have come out in the preseason polls, and a lot of Central Wisconsin teams listed on it. And a shot down the left field line and foul ball as Shanefoos takes off running to second, as he was halfway to second there when they finally said it was a foul ball. So Matthew coming back. As Matthew gets in the batter's box here with a 1-2 count. Brogelman from the stretch takes a look at second and the pitch. And a breaking ball for a swing. Third strike. And that is out number 2. And that is actually the very first strikeout for Chase Brogelman tonight. And the second out, back to the top of the batting order. And Riley Spindler, who had a big 3-run, cleared the bases pretty much. 3-run. They're going to say that was a swinging strike as Spindler tried to hold up on his swing. But home plate umpire Rocky Boulder calls it a strike that he went around. As Riley 1 for 1 officially. And a pitch right at the knees for call strike 2. So Riley with that big 3-run triple in the second inning to really give actually Stratford a 6-3 lead at the time. Pitch upstairs for a ball. We will be in Stratford next Monday, hopefully, if we don't get any rain or anything. But Stratford will have a ball game on Monday as I'm scheduled to head there. And then on Tuesday, I get to do my very first soccer game at Marshfield in Hiding Stadium there, as the Marshfield Tigers will be taking on, I'm not quite sure who it is, but soccer match there. And then on Thursday, I'm scheduled to go to do the Columbus game at Hackman Field. And that's always questionable when it's at Hackman because usually they don't get onto that field about middle of April if you're lucky. But some of the drainage on that field, and actually that's going to be and a ground ball to short. And Spindler with great speed and gets them in time as a great throw by Tarbucks gets Spindler 6-3 here in the bottom of the third inning. So the Tigers come up with no runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. And so after 3 complete innings of play, it's the Stratford Tigers 7 and the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers 3, and you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Looking to buy flooring today? Shop R&R Flooring and Furniture. We have more flooring in stock and ready to go than the big box stores. Over 250,000 square feet.
That's right, over 250,000 square feet of luxury vinyl planking carpet in over 150 colors.
R&R guarantees you will find what you're looking for at a price you won't find anywhere else.
Grab your new floor today or schedule an installation.
When it comes to flooring, furniture, and mattresses,
it's easy.
Come to R&R Flooring and Furniture today. That's all it takes.
And we are back here at Wisconsin Rapids, top of the fourth inning, and the Tigers leading 7-3. And in the game now, pitching for the Stratford Tigers is Christian Ream, as he is re-entering and back into his original batting spot, which would have been, I think, the number 6 spot. Yes, the number 6 spot. And he is pitching, and going to first base will be Drew Gage, who pitched the first 3 innings. And Ream on the season last year had an outstanding season. In fact, Gage had an outstanding season also. And I want to apologize for not telling you about his season last year. He pitched in 8 ball games last year, had a 5-1 record with 1 save. He had a shutout last year. He pitched 36 2/3 innings, gave up 5 runs, none earned, so he had a 0.00 ERA. Christian Ream last year also was 5-1 in 36 2/3 inning, and had a 1.91 ERA. And as I mentioned, he was down in the Milwaukee area, or in the state here, for they grade the top prospects. He is considered one of the top undergraduate stars in the state of Wisconsin here, pitching-wise, as his fastest fastball was clocked at 88 miles an hour during this, and he's got a great changeup, he's got a great slider, and a great curveball, and right up in the numbers where you're supposed to be. And great arm. Young man goes about 6'3", goes about 190 pounds, and I'll tell you, he's got a very, very strong arm out there. But he walks the first batter here, as he didn't really have a lot of time to warm up just in that 1 inning. But he does walk the leadoff hitter here for the Ramblers here in the top of the 4th inning, as the Tigers leading 7-3. And he landed up walking the number 9 hitter. That was Sias. And so Gage is at first. And Christian Ream on the mound now for the Stratford Tigers. And first pitch up high to the leadoff hitter, Brody Tarbucks, as Chris Berg goes out to talk to Christian. And Tarbucks goes over to talk to his third base coach. And both going back to their positions where there should be, as Tarbucks gets ready to step in that left-handed batter's box. And Brady ready to give the signs to Christian Berg, or Christian Ram, I'm sorry. And next pitch, right at the letters for a call strike. 1-1 count to leadoff hitter Brody Tarbucks. And the pitch, and another call strike. As Rocky's been very consistent with that high strike call tonight. It may be high, but the thing is, the angle that we're here, but as long as he's consistent with it, it's fine with me. That's I know when I was umpiring, and they wanted me just to be consistent, and I'll tell you, that pitch that Christian just threw that caught the inside corner, great fastball. He had something on that one, and Tarbucks goes down looking for first strikeout by Christian Ream, and that is his Serve Pro strikeout. Call Serve Pro for the number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro, like it never happened. And a throw over to first, back in time. And Christian out of the stretch, and pitch outside. Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. From roofing projects to siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and score big with trusted, local, affordable service. Next pitch comes in to Brogelman, And a call strike, 1-1 count with one down here in the top of the fourth inning. And pitch down low. Game moving a little slow as the sun is setting here in Wisconsin, and we're at 7:30. And a swing and a miss. Strike two. 2-2 count now with one down. And a runner at first. That is Xavier Sias, the designated hitter. With a very short lead. And a fly ball out to center field and going backpedaling. And a beautiful catch over the shoulder. And a beautiful double play. Wow, a great catch out there in left field by Jack Remus. Relays it to the cutoff, and the cutoff cuts them down by a big margin. The throw, a perfect strike to Gage for the double play. So fly ball to left for the out, and 7-6-3 for the third out. So for the Regis Ramblers, they come up with no runs on no hits, no errors, and no one left. And after 3.5 innings of play, it's the Stratford Tigers 7 and the Regis Ramblers 3. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier. Treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Discover Marshfield's wellness destination, Be Well Studio, now open in front of Pick and Save on Central Avenue in Marshfield. Experience cutting-edge recovery tools like hydromassage, infrared sauna, red light therapy, PEMF, and more, all designed to help your body and mind feel their best. You can pay per session or choose from memberships and packages available. Book your wellness session today at BeWellStudio.com or stop in at 601 South Central Avenue, Suite 400 in front of Pick and Save in Marshfield.
So let's see. The new pitcher is McCoy, huh? And we are back here at Wisconsin Rapids, and the new pitcher for the Regis Ramblers is Mason McCoy, who was the right fielder. We can't quite get the number of the new right fielder out there, but also Brogelman went to short for the Regis Ramblers, and we're trying to place where Braxton Tarbuck went to. And next pitch up high to Jack Remus. 3-0 count. And a call strike. 3-1 count. Braden Sutter with me. He's out in left? He's out in left. Thanks, Braden. That's why I got you along here today. And a line shot down the left field line. And going around first and heading to second is Jack Remus, and he'll come in with a stand-up double. As Remus got everything of that one and put it down that left field line and leads off for the Stratford Tigers with a double. And coming to the plate will be the catcher, Brady Berg. Brady, 0 for 1 today. Flew out to left field, made great contact and a great catch out there in left field by Rockhow. And then also walked back in the second inning, and he was left stranded at third. Well, actually, I take that back. Golbach came in and ran for him. And pitch upstairs from Mason McCoy. Like I've mentioned, they only have one senior on this team, and that is Tarbucks, who was playing short, now playing left field. And pitch down low and gets by the catcher, and that will be a pass ball as Remus comes in standing up at third base. Brady Berg, left-handed hitter with a 3-1 count here. Hitter's pitch coming in here as McCoy working out of the windup and upstairs for a ball. So put runners at the corners, and most likely they will have a courtesy runner for Brady. They're going to leave Brady run. So runners at first and third. Remus at third as he advanced on a pass ball, and Berg at first with a very good lead. And a shot up the middle by Orman, and gets by the center fielder as it's knocked down, and advancing to third on an error by the center fielder. So that will be a base hit by Orman, and an error on the center fielder as the advancement, and Orman will be credited with an RBI as Remus scores to make this game now 8-3. As this inning is starting to look like the second inning was, as the Tigers sent 12 batters to the plate in that second inning to put up a 7 spot. That 7 seems to be a lucky number for the Tigers, as they scored 7 last year in an inning against the Ramblers. And now at the plate, Drew Gage. And Gage, line shot down the right field line, and coming in to score is Berg. And going into second is Jack Remus, and coming around third is Orman, and Gage goes standing up. Boy, that had to be all the way down to the warning track down there, because Gage is not one of the fastest runners on this team, and he comes in standing up with a 2-run triple.
Corner of the fences.
What was that, Brady? It was in the corner down there. So Gage with a big hit, as last year, as I mentioned. He had 12 RBIs for the Tigers last year and only had 8 hits. This time he gets a triple. That is his second hit of the night, as a big offensive weapon, as he helps his own cause, as he will be the pitcher of, with a win, pitcher of record if the Tigers win. And so with Gage at third, and breaking ball by McCoy is high and inside and brushes back Christian Ream, who is now pitching for the Tigers. And catches the outside corner for a call strike. 2-1 count to Christian Ream. Gage at third, and just missing outside with that pitch. And we have a 3-1 count. And the windup and the pitch. And catches the outside corner for a call. Strike two. Full count now with nobody down. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning. McCoy out of the windup. And a ground ball to third. To second. Over to first in time. But Christian Ream with an RBI. And for the first out, but Gage scores from third. And coming to the plate will be Colton Haupt, as the Tigers now have a 11-3 lead here with one down in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's getting to the point where this could be a 10-run ruler, as the Tigers only need 2 more runs to stop this game next inning, as we are only in the fourth inning. You have to go 5, or if the home team is ahead, 4.5 to make it a complete game here. As time is called. McCoy gets the sign from his catcher. And pitch up high off the catcher's glove, back to the screen. Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshville office and accept most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they're changing lives one smile at a time. Set up a free consultation today. As McCoy getting the sign from his catcher. And a pitch outside. And it's now 3-1 with one down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. McCoy working out of the windup and the pitch upstairs, ball 4. As Hope gets on the base for the second time tonight and bringing up Drew Bloom, the third baseman, as Drew has been on base twice. He got on with error on the first baseman back in the second inning and walked back in the third. Out of the stretch. And down low. Gets by the catcher, but not far enough for an advancement by Haupt. McCoy takes a look over at first. Inside. And snap throw down to first. And getting back with a slide head first. Back into the bag is Haupt. Throw was a little off target there. 2-0 count to the third baseman, Drew Bloom. Found out tonight that he's only a freshman, so. And a call strike there. 2-1 count. Nice sunset tonight here in Wisconsin Rapids. And the pitch. And gets by the catcher. I think there was a little miscommunication there, and that should have been caught. That's a pass ball. And so now the count 3-1 on Drew Bloom. A lot of baseball and softball and even soccer next week as ball 4 as Bloom gets on for the third time tonight. The runners at first and second, and coming to the plate is Matthew Shamefus as Matthew walked and scored back in the second and struck out in the third. And squaring around to attempt a bunt as Matthew is in pitch is high. And ready. He's got the sign and squares around. Matthew pulls it back, throw it down to second, but back in plenty of time is helped. In fact, coming in as I was looking at the weather threat, yes, for they've got a winter storm watch from Wednesday at 10 a.m. through from 10 p.m. Wednesday night to 10 a.m. Thursday. There is a winter storm watch, and the advisory winter weather is occurring or expected. Potential threats include ice, power disruption, and wind and low visibility. They're now talking 0.37 inches of over a quarter inch of ice accumulation. And power disruption, a moderate to potential. Winds gusting at 31 miles an hour, and the visibility a minimum of 1 mile only. And that's supposed to be coming into tomorrow night. So traveling on Thursday could be a little hectic. We do have ball games scheduled for Thursday, but the way things look, we may not have those. So, but next week, doesn't look too bad. Temperatures in around the 50 mark, and so we'll be able to get some ball games in. But I'm looking at maybe Thursday might be a little questionable. But stick to Zaleski Sports, and we'll let you know if those ball games will be going on. And picking up a walk is Matthew Shamefus, and he loads the bases now with 1 out. And back to the top of the batting order, and we've got a conference out on the mound here, and so we're going to take a quick break here. I'm going to send it over to Braden. He's going to tell you about one of our sponsors over there, so we'll be right back right after this on Zaleski Sports.
A&B Process Systems has been a proud member of the Stratford community since 1973. You can find your next career in engineering, welding, and more at A&B Process Systems. Our campus also includes our exclusive Factory Acceptance Testing Center with full-service testing capabilities to ensure that your equipment will perform to your expectations. Visit A&B Process Systems on Facebook today for more information.
And we're back here at Wisconsin Rapids. Conference is all over. Bases loaded, 1 down, and the ever dangerous Riley Spindler at the plate. Riley's got a 3-run triple to his credit tonight. He's 1 for 2 and scored back in the second. And the first pitch was a call strike. Next pitch, beautiful pitch there by Mason McCoy. Nice breaking ball. As it kind of froze Spindler there. I'll tell you, don't give him a fastball. He'll hit it somewhere. And low and outside for a ball. 1-2 count on Riley Spindler. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Riley, an all-conference shortstop last year for the Stratford Tigers. And a windup and the pitch. And a breaking ball, and he fouls that one off to stay alive. As I see both coaches for Stratford in their respective coaching boxes down there, first and third, both wearing gloves tonight. And a high pitch, and coming in, and on that wild pitch is Halpt as he scores. It was a fastball that the catcher, Polachek, really had no chance to get that one. It was thrown a little high there. So it'll be a wild pitch. As if you remember the show Major League, it looked like Wild Thing there as it came back here very, very fast. and you could hear the thump off the back of the fence here. And a breaking ball up high, and works that count to 3-2 with one down. Runners now at second and third. McCoy gets the sign and the pitch. Upstairs for a ball as the Tigers bat around the order again, as they have sent 9 batters to the plate here with one down. And leading 12-3. And coming to the plate now is Jack Remus. Jack's 1 for 3 tonight. He had a double and scored to start this inning, as he had a double down that left field line. The bases are juiced with Tigers. And the windup and the pitch. And a breaking ball upstairs for ball 1. Bloom at third, Shanefoos at second, and Riley Spindler at first. McCoy gets the sign and the pitch. Breaking ball right across the letters for a call strike. 1-1 on Jack Remus. As McCoy steps back off the mound, recomposes himself out there. Gets the sign and the pitch. And another breaking ball as Jack hesitated there. As Major League Baseball going on tonight also, as the Brewers are in action tonight. And Jack fouls that one off. And, of course, the Toronto Blue Jays are at home starts out the season with a 6-game homestand. And a ground ball to second, gets by the second baseman. That's going to score a pair. And it gets by the right fielder. And they're going to hold up Riley Spindler at third. So a 2-run single by Jack Remus makes this game now 14-3. And if Christian Ream can hold the Ramblers here in the 5th inning, this game will be complete. But Remus with a big RBI, his second hit of the ball game tonight. As the Tigers, who were down early in this ball game, 3-0, kept their composure. And Riley got a big lead down at third. And he gets gunned down by the catcher. That will go 2-5. And going to second on that play was Jack Remus. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And a breaking ball way outside. As the Blue Jays lead 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Brewers down 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th, as they came from behind the other night after being down, 7-2 or something like that, and came back and won. As fouling it off there is Brady Berg. The count now 1-2 to Brady. As Dalton has a base hit for the Blue Jays tonight. He's 1 for 2. And a swing and a miss, and caught nicely there by Polachek for out number 3. But the Stratford Tigers come up with another big 7 at the lucky 7 number. 7 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll count it 4 hits. And I'm not sure if I had an error in there or not, but I don't see one. So, and they left 1 runner on base. So after 4 complete innings of play, it's the Stratford Tigers 14 and the Regis Ramblers 3. And you're watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hello, I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor, Next Home Hub City. If you're a first-time home buyer or seller, or you've been around the block, because of my experience, I'm able to help you in the most efficient way. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor. I focus on my clients 100%. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
I actually described Fox Valley Tech as a home away from home.
It was very comforting in that it was a class size of 20 people or less.
Cost is a huge factor. When I look at Fox Valley Technical College, you're not spending that much for a degree.
If I was 30 when I went back to school here, I have had no regrets.
I think the hands-on training really sets us apart.
They will do anything to make sure that you succeed. You are going to get the education that you came for.
At the Granite Shop, we take great pride in what we do. We offer high-quality natural stone granite as well as a huge selection of man-made stone, with full slabs as well as a variety of partial.
And we are back here at Wisconsin Rapids with Stratford leading 14-3. So if Christian Ream can come through here, this game will be over with if Regis does not score a couple of runs. So leading off for the Regis Ramblers as this is number 15. That is Matt Polachek, as Matt is 2 for 2 on the day for the Regis Ramblers. A bright spot for them today. And foul ball back here against the screen. Whether you need a new garage door or just an adjustment, stop and see Door Pro. So they'll come over and fix that door if you've got a little problem over there. So they're in the industrial park there in Stratford. And Stratford Homes, if a custom-built home is your goal, it's time to discover Stratford Homes, a leader in off-site residential construction. Stratford Homes delivers design flexibility, impressive energy efficient, and unmatched quality. Stratford Homes, elevating the customs experience. Explore StratfordHomes.com. 2-1 count on Polachek. And a pitch by Ream, high and inside for ball 2. Oh, excuse me. We have a 3-2 count. My night vision must be a little bad. And a call, strike 3, as Christian Ream catches that inside corner for his second strikeout in the contest. As the Tigers have taken advantage of the miscues that the Ramblers had tonight with 2 big offensive productions in the second inning and the fourth inning. And the first pitch by Ream to the number 4 hitter, Brad Vesperman, is a call strike. And Brad fouls that one off. If the Tigers hold them, we will have the Nasonville Dairy postgame show coming up, and we'll be talking to the winning coach. Pitch high, brushes back. Vesperman. As Ream gets a sign from Berg. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3 as that is the second out for the Stratford Tigers here as Ream cruising along here. He has struck out 3 of the last 4 batters here. And he's now facing Braxton Tarbuck. And Brady Berg caught one there. Must have caught him either on the toe. There's usually there's kind of an open area, and I know how that feels. I've had a few taken off myself when I was umpiring, and I'll tell you, those are smart. The ones I really hated was the foul balls that came off and caught you in the shoulder, because even though you got that inside chest protector, there's not really that much padding there, and it comes off the bat in that short distance, and you feel it. And the ones I've taken off my mask was just unbelievable. I still have my old mask at home, and I've looked at the dents in that thing, and it's dented in quite a ways. So, and working a walk, and that is the second walk given up by Christian in this ball game. And brings up now the pitcher, Mason McCoy. Mason is 0 for 1 tonight as he walked and scored and had a stolen base back in the second inning and struck out in the third inning. First pitch comes in for a strike to Mason McCoy. And the pitch, high and outside for ball 1. And next pitch fouled off into the screen. They have a very high screen along here, backstop-wise, it's actually higher than normal, than I've seen, like at Hackman Field and Marshfield or any other ones. But they have a very high screen here that they don't lose a lot of foul balls. And a call, strike 3, as Christian Ream strikes out the side. And that will be the ball game as Regis scored the first 3 runs of this contest, and Stratford just came back and put up a 7 spot in that second inning, and then came back and put a 7 spot up in the fourth inning, and comes up with a big 14-3 victory for the second year in a row. They have 5 inning the Regis Ramblers, and the Regis Ramblers, as I mentioned, a very, very young ball club. Stratford, a very experienced ball club, and should be a great race in that Marewood Conference this season. And the best of luck to the Regis Ramblers also this season. And they've got some great potential there, these nice young ball players there. As I mentioned, Polachek with 2 hits tonight, leading the way for the Regis Ramblers. And I think they're going to be all right in that Clover Belt Conference this year. So they finished 4th last year, and we'll see how they do in that Clover Belt West Conference. And so, again, we'll see Stratford again Monday night. And so I'm going to be heading down to the field here, and we're going to be telling you about Nasonville Dairy and the post-game show here. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds, Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. And we'll be back in just a bit. And you've been watching high school baseball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, We ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
What was it, 14-3? 3 times, because it numbers. Yeah. And we are back here at the Quadruplex here at Wisconsin Rapids, and a great win by the Stratford Tigers to open up their season with a very good 14-3 win over the Eau Claire Regis Ramblers. And with me is Riley Spindler. And Riley, great ball game to start out. I know you made the comment it's kind of strange that we actually started playing ball here in March, but it is a little chilly out here. But you guys had the sticks going pretty good tonight.
Yeah, that felt good. It's one of the things we wanted to work on, especially. Like, we knew we had all of our pitchers coming back, and last year we didn't think we had enough clutch hits. So this year we've been really hammering in practice, just get those sticks out there. And because if we can get 4 or 6 runs, like, our pitching can do the job.
Well, the thing is, too, you guys didn't give up. It was early in the ball game. They got 3 runs on a few mistakes that you guys made in the infield there, where, instead of trying to get the out, you tried to, not give up the run. Yep. But and you're going to have those first mistakes in the first ball game of the year. Right. And so it turns out that you had a very good idea that you guys could score the runs, yeah. and you did. You came back with a 7 spot in that inning.
Yeah, and like you said, first game of the year, you're going to have the jitters, especially with a couple freshmen here playing. You're going to have the mistakes. We'll clean those up in practice, and yeah, just to keep the sticks going too. Like you said before, we've hit 7 runs 3 times on Regis now, so it's nice to get those innings.
And the thing is, you had the big senior leadership tonight. You look at yourself, you look at Drew on the mound, and Drew, I would never guess as long as I live, seeing Drew Gage get a triple down the right field line. Drew's not that fast, and I would never dream that he would get a triple.
And you're not going to see that again, especially a stand-up triple. But hey, we'll take it.
All right. So again, great job tonight. I'm going to put you in the house. You've done this before, and then I'll bring Coach in here. But I'll count you down.
Sounds good.
3, 2, 1.
I'm Riley Spindler, and I'm in the house.
Thanks, Riley.
Yep.
We'll see you hopefully Monday night.
Yeah, I'll see you.
We're going to bring in Drew Spaeth. Drew, hey, great win to start out the season. A little chilly out here tonight. You got to still bring out the winter clothes. We have 75-degree temperatures. They says if you don't like the weather in Wisconsin, stick around a day or so, it'll change. And that's exactly what happens. But a big win for you against the Regis Ramblers. And like I says to Riley, I says, 7 is the lucky number. Because last year when you played Regis, in the 4th inning, when Brady hit that grand slam last year, there was a 7 spot in that inning also, and it only went 5 innings. Tonight, you put up 2 big crooked numbers there of 7s again, and you guys were down 3-0, but you knew you could fight back, and the 6 came alive.
Yeah, I'm beyond proud of our guys. If there's one thing we want to work on to improve from last year and build off from last year is our hitting and our clutch hitting, being able to get guys home when needed be. I thought our pitchers threw decent for the conditions. Obviously, as the year goes on, I want them to be able to throw a little bit more strikes, to be able to mix some pitches well. We got some things to work on team defense-wise, but for the beginning of the year, I really liked our approaches, and I thought the guys really showed what kind of a hitting team that we can hopefully be this year.
And the thing is, too, you got that, you got down 3-0, right away there in the 2nd inning, came back with a big 7 in the bottom half of the inning. But that senior leadership, Riley comes up with that big, 3-run triple, down the line. Drew lands up with a triple, which I don't think we'll ever see again, at least a stand-up one, as Riley mentioned. But you got that senior leadership this year.
Yeah, we're starting 5 seniors this year. They've played a ton of ball spring with us. Obviously, we started Stratford Legion since then, and they're all multi-sport athletes. With that experience, I'd like to say we're not going to be out of any games. They are always going to have that composure of, let's get it the next at bat. Sure. We can keep going on this. Do not give up right away. And, yeah, we were down 3 right away, but we had those 5 come up right up to bat, and they put good at bat after good at bat, not pressing too hard, and it led to a good crooked number.
Yeah, and you had, I think, like 3 or 4 walks in there. So you guys know the strike zone, and you took advantage of it.
Yeah. If there's another thing I thought we could improve on from last year, would be earning a couple more free bases, maybe extending the count, swinging at more hitters' pitches. And today I think we maybe had 2 strikeouts and a decent amount of walks, and from what I can think of, at least almost probably 10 hits. So if there's everything that we wanted to work on improving, there were definitely some good signs of life to that tonight.
Sure. And then, of course, they came out with the preseason rankings. You guys are ranked number 2 in the state of Wisconsin. And, of course, with the 3, you got, 3 of the top pitchers in the Merriwood Conference, coming back, this year. And it's going to be a crazy race because with Wausau and Newman dropping out, now we're only playing 8 conference games instead of 10. And so it'll be a wild race, and I think it's going to be between you and a Marathon and also Edgar. And Auburndale's going to squeak in there, too. Jay's going to have that ball club ready over there.
Yeah, we've been working really hard to give our boys a position to hopefully battle for a conference championship, and I think that's something that our boys will work on throughout the whole year. But the Merriwood South, year after year, has thrown out really talented teams, making it a very tough competition for the conference season. But as we've noticed in the last couple of years, sending teams to Appleton, sending teams to the sectional finals, anyone can beat anyone, and I believe that'll be the same thing this year. So it's going to be, honestly, maybe come down to a pitch or 2, but we definitely got the guys that I think can compete with it, and we're going to hopefully have a good fun ride with it.
All right. Drew, hopefully we'll see you Monday night at your place, weather permitting. I know they got some bad weather coming in this week yet, but hopefully we'll see you in Stratford Monday night.
Thank you very much.
Hey, you betcha. Again, a big win for the Stratford Tigers tonight, coming away with a 14-3 win, coming from behind. They were down 3-0, then put up a pair of sevens in the second inning and also in the fourth inning to come away with a 14-3 win. For Braden Sutter, I'm Mike Steinwagner. Again, we'll see you next week with a lot of action here on Zaleski Sports. Good night now.